Hello guys, very welcome back. In this video we'll be learning about Motor Vehicle Act. Okay, so this article's title is At the Crossroads and it was published on the Hindu editorial on 3rd August 2019. This article, Motor Vehicle Act, can be related to GS paper 3, infrastructure and roads. Now first of all, why is amendment needed? Why are the changes needed in Motor Vehicle Act 1988? The changes are needed because the MV Act 1988 can't meet the large economic demand, can't meet the large travel demand, can't meet the fast-paced motorization. There has been many technological shifts. For example, Ola and Uber has come, and more. If you see, the road safety is deteriorating, right? Let's see what are some of the provisions of the Motor Vehicle Amendment Bill 2019. Right. So first thing is cashless treatment in golden hour. Now, if a person is found or meets an accident in the golden hour, then the person would be treated in the cashless mode, right? He doesn't need to pay to the hospital to treat him, right? So here is the person and he meets an accident. Now the golden hour is the first hour after the accident. For example, the person is hit at 8 a.m. in the morning, so up till 9 a.m. his treatment would be free, right? The second provision is third party insurance, interim relief to the claimants. Now again, let's take example of this story. Now here is a person here. This is the first party. Now the insurance company, for example, the LIC, it's the second party, and the person who has been hit by this person is the third party. So this third party claims money, and hence in the provision of the Motor Vehicle Bill 2019, Amendment Bill 2019, the third party insurance provision is there, interim relief to the claimants with speedily, right? Secondly, compensation. Earlier in Motor Vehicle Act 1988, dead in hit and run, the 25,000 for death. Now it has been increased to 2 lakhs. Earlier, if it was severely injured case, 12,500 was given. Now it has been increased to rupees 50,000, right? The provision also says to establish the Motor Vehicle Accident Fund, right? Now this fund will be used for the compensation for the cashless treatment in the golden hour and many others, right? Now the fifth provision is Good Samaritans. Now there are many cases when the people when finds a person in road who has met an accident, takes him to the hospital and the person dies. So lots of criminal cases are also put upon the goods on these good peoples. Now no civil or the criminal cases would be put upon these Good Samaritans. Samaritans are the civilians, right? Sixth provision is recall of vehicles. Now many a times the vehicles, the companies don't meet the standard, because of which lots of environment pollution, lots of other users meet problems. So this bill says either the company has to reimburse or it has to replace the vehicle. The seventh provision is for the formation of national transport policy. This body will involved in planning framework, permit the grants and specify the priorities. Apart from this, similar as we formed the National Medical Council Board, right? Similar on the same lines, this bill says formation of National Road Safety Board to advise the central government. Standards of motor vehicles must be advised to the ministry, right? Promotion of new vehicle technology to be advised to the ministry, and registration and licensing of vehicles, right? Ninth provision is increase in penalties. Let's see what are the penalties which have been increased. If seat belt, earlier 100, it has been increased to 1,000. Two-wheelers, more than 2 passengers are sitting, earlier 100, now 1,000. No helmet, rupees 100 to rupees 1,000. In fact, license taken for 3 months. If there is the emergency vehicle, no way is given. Earlier 0 rupees were charged, now rupees 10,000. If you are without DL, earlier 500, now rupees 5,000 will be charged. If the DL is expired, earlier, and you are still driving. Earlier rupees 500, now rupees 10,000 will be charged. Now if you have overspeeded, earlier rupees 400, now rupees 2,000 will be charged. If you are alcoholic and driving, earlier rupees 2,000 was charged, now rupees 10,000 will be charged. If you are found to be driving rashly, and earlier rupees 1,000 was charged, now rupees 5,000 will be charged. If you are talking on the phone and charging, earlier rupees 1,000, now rupees 5,000 will be charged. If found you are traveling with no permit, earlier rupees 5,000, now rupees 10,000 will be charged. If you are overloading, earlier rupees 2,000, now rupees 20,000 will be charged. Earlier rupees 1,000 per ton with extra load was charged, now rupees 2,000 per ton will be charged. If you are without insurance, earlier rupees 1,000, now rupees 2,000 is charged. If minor is found to drive the vehicle, 0, now rupees 25,000 will be charged, and for 3 years minor won't get license up till the age of 25. 3 years jail also, right? Apart from this, motor vehicle standard by the company is not followed, rupees 100 crore and jail will be the penalty. For contractors who fail in the maintaining the road design standards, rupees 1 lakh will be charged, right? So all these penalties have been put in order to create a suitable deterrence, which Motor Vehicle Act 1988 was some way or the other lenient. Finally, the 10th provision is that Motor Vehicle Act Amendment Bill 2019 has also defined who are taxi aggregates. These are the digital intermediaries which is used to connect the passenger with the driver for the transportation purposes. These aggregates will be issued license by state and they must comply with IT Act 2000. Now let's see what are some of the criticisms of the Motor Vehicle Amendment Bill 2019. The first criticism is the bill mandates that the state government use electronic monitoring of the road safety, no provision of providing money to the states for installation. We already see that the state governments lack money, right? And hence there must be some scheme, some provision by which the state government incentivize the central government incentivize the state government for installation of CCTV, speed detectors, training program, so on and so forth. The second criticism is the National Road Safety Board will only be giving advice, right? And it also must be given the power to set the standards, right? And hence, if you see, the Sundar Committee report has been ignored, which says the penalty power, the directive power must be given to this board. Secondly, the NHAI has the road construction. Similarly, the Transport Minister constructs road where NHAI and the Transport Ministry sets the standards. Now this is not good according to Sundar Committee. There must be different departments for setting standards and making roads. Now if you see the penalty if the penalty of non-compliance is rupees 1 lakh, that's very less, because if you see the contractors they charge, they are given 15 crore, roughly 15 crore for every kilometer. And do you think 1 lakh rupee is a big deal for them? Not at all. It's not a good deterrence. Fifth, it's anti-federal in character, right? Sixth, if you see earlier, the dealership to obtain the license, they went to RTO, but now the new provision says the RTO has to move to dealership, right? The thing is, still the bribe won't stop, okay? The bribe will stop only when the demand for the bribe is stopped, okay? And the seventh criticism is implementation of this thing is important. Earlier, for example, if found alcoholic, 2,000 was charged. Now it's 10,000. But earlier the bribe taken was rupees 100, 200. Now the bribe will only increase to rupees 500. So that doesn't make any difference, right? Even rupees 2,000 is a big amount, but the thing is, a constant zero tolerance policy should be adopted, and implementation is more important. Implementation will help, not increasing the amount. That will only increase the bribe. Okay. Some other important terms are like the India requires 22 lakh the requirement is 2.2 million, right? Apart from this, driving training center to be opened in the country, and there is a proposal to install the central motor vehicle fund reserve. For example, in 2017 there were 1.46 lakh people dead, and in 2018 1.49 lakh people were dead. Now if you see all over the world, the people dying because of the road accidents, the International Road Federation said that 12 lakh people die every year, right? And so if and Indians die roughly 1.5 lakh are Indians, right? So Indians who die because of the 10% of all the people who die because of road accidents are Indians, right? And roughly the International Road Federation IRF says that 12 lakh crore property is destroyed every year due to road accidents. Okay, now the most vulnerable, if you see, are the two-wheeler people, and because they are without helmet. In fact, the Transport Research Wing has said that UP tops with 22,256 deaths every year. Tamil Nadu has seen 25% fall in the road accident deaths. Now, 69% of all the Indians who die due to road accidents are youth, 18 to 49, and lots of human resources is lost, right? In fact, if we see every 4 minutes there is a road accident. WHO says 78% of all accidents are due to the driver's fault, right? Drivers, either they are very sleepy, their drivers are intoxicated, drivers use mobile, driver have overloaded their vehicle, driver have put more passengers than their limit, and drivers are overspeeding. In fact, IRF says that alcoholic, overload, overspeed, no helmet, cars to minors, and no seat belt are the major reasons for death. Final some suggestions: reduce dependence on the personal vehicle, national transport policy, because the national urban transport policy of UPA failed to achieve this, and finally incentivize the state to get clean, comfortable and affordable transport. Thank you.